Aloha, welcome back to the bar, my BMORE Brew Crew Friends. Today we've got another brew review coming for you, and we are going to be looking at UFO's Journey to Planet Pumpkin. Now, this beer comes in at 5.9%. It's a Hefeweizen, and I'm excited to try this because it's noted on here that it was brewed with some awesome pumpkin puree. These UFO beers, they're something else because they released their Blueberry Ale, and I remember when we had their Blueberry Ale, it was off the charts in terms of the blueberry flavor and the notes in that Blueberry Ale. It was amazing. It was one of my favorites. It was literally like blueberry pie in a can. So I'm excited to see what this Pumpkin Hefeweizen is going to bring me, because I am a huge fan of these pumpkin beers that literally taste like pumpkin in a glass. I want to taste pumpkin pie in my mouth. Now, I've had some great pumpkin ale this year. I've had some great pumpkin brews. And so this one's got a lot to live up to if it wants to get in my top 3 or top 4 for the 2023 season. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what we got. On the can, though, it says, Journey to Planet Pumpkin, seasonally spiced and brewed with real pumpkin puree. Again, it's a 5.9% Hefeweizen, and on the website it says, some pumpkins get made into jack-o'-lanterns and baked goods, but a select few get pureed and added to this seasonally spiced ale that we've brewed for more than a decade. A blend of seasonal spices pairs with a subtle sweetness of real pumpkin puree in this unfiltered ale. Medium-bodied and easy drinking, this seasonal tradition finishes clean and smooth with lingering notes of cinnamon and nutmeg. And a specialty ingredient is pumpkin puree. So I am excited to see what we got here. We're going to go ahead and pop this open. I'm going to give it the little... Oh, that sounds good. Let's see. Interesting. See, off the bat, I would think that I would have a little more scent of the pumpkin, given my history with these UFO beers. But let's see what happens. All right. Let's give it a pour. All right. So it's decent color. Looks a little bit on the lighter side. Not too dark. Not a whole lot of head there to speak of. All right, so there we go. Got it in my Sam Adams perfect pour glass. The carbonation's got a decent amount of carbonation, if you could see those bubbles coming up from the bottom. Carbonation looks good. Like I said, not too thick of a head. Looks kind of medium bodied there. All right, let's give it a couple of sniffs here. All right, you can definitely smell the pumpkin a little bit more now that I've got it out of the can. Not as heavy as I was expecting. Definitely some nutmeg in there. Your typical fall spices that you're going to find in these pumpkin beers. One more. You know, as it sits, I'm actually getting more and more of those notes of the pumpkin puree in the beer. So I am intrigued to see what it's going to taste like, because when I first poured it, I was surprised I didn't get a whole lot there. But now on the second and third whiffs of it, it's smelling pretty darn good. All right, well, let's hop in and see what we think here. All right. So that is intriguing. Definitely get the notes of the pumpkin. You got that little bit of a malty flavor in there. I really thought it was going to be heavier on the finish with the pumpkin. It doesn't taste like the pure pumpkin pie. I don't know. It's a little bit of a metallic taste, to be honest. I mean, I know it's in a can. I'm surprised though. It's got a little bit of that metallic taste mix in here. Let me try this again here. Yeah, there's not up front. There's not a whole lot of flavor of the pumpkin. Like up front, it's kind of a metallic-y taste. It's not the best. I'm going to be honest with you. I want to really like this beer. I thought I was really going to like it because I was a fan of the blueberry, but this one is just very metallic-y. I don't know if I've got a bad batch or what. I mean, this is this year's brew. This is the 2023 batch, and I'm a little surprised. It's not really bitter or anything like that. It's not. I don't know. I'm disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little disappointed with this beer. Definitely a little bit of citrus. It's definitely got some notes of citrus in there. I don't know what's with these fall beers this year. Like with the Jacko. This reminds me a lot of the Jacko, which I wasn't a huge fan of either. I mean, it was okay. Would I drink it? Sure. But it's got this overwhelming metallic and citry note up front, and then on the back end you get those hints of the pumpkin, but they're not so overwhelming that they overtake the metallic flavor out. So I guess I'll finish it. Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I am slightly disappointed, not gonna lie. I usually do pretty good with the reviews, and I'm usually a little bit generous, willing to overlook some things, but this UFO pumpkin, definitely not one of my favorite of the year. I'm sorry to say. So here's the can. I found this over at Total Wine. It wasn't that expensive, so you can get it actually pretty cheap. Now I know why. Out of five, you know what? Out of five, ugh, this is tough. I'm gonna give this maybe three and a quarter, 3.25, 3.25 out of five on the overall score on the UFO Journey to Planet Pumpkin. You know, I'm gonna have to try it again next year and just see if maybe I got a bad batch this year. But really, I'm kind of disappointed with this one. I really wanted to like it. I really did. I thought it was going to be good because, like I said, their blueberry ale knocked it out of the park. It was one of my favorite blueberries of this year. And I saw this, I got excited. I was like, oh, UFO put out a pumpkin. But a little disappointed. Sorry, UFO. Can, very pumpkiny, very fall like, very Halloweenish. But oh well, you can't win them all, right? That's why we do beer reviews. Some have got to be good, some have got to be bad. That way you know I'm just not a fanboy of the brews. Well, that's it. I don't really have a whole lot more to say. It's unfortunate. It really is. What can I say? I'm going to be honest with you. When I don't like a brew, I'm going to tell you about it. When I love a brew, I am going to rave about it. And this one was just kind of meh. Maybe I got a bad batch. I don't know. Maybe out of tap, it is 1,000 times better. No metallic taste. But it's just kind of like metallic and citrusy mixed in. And then you get some hints of the pumpkin on the back end. It definitely wasn't overwhelming pumpkin. Did not come into my top three. I would still say my top three pumpkin brews of 2023, as it stands right now, is going to be the Schlafly. Then it's going to be probably the Heavy Seas Greater Pumpkin, and then Pumpkin, which I still have to do my review on, by the way. But those are probably my top three of the 2023 season so far. Anyway, thank you for joining me down in the bar for another brew review. Look forward to bringing you several more brew reviews. Definitely have some more pumpkins to review this season. And then we're going to be hopping into the porter and stout season, which is one of my favorite of the year. I love those chocolate porters and stouts, baby. All right, well, until next time, thank you so much for watching. Aloha, everybody. Peace out from the bar. Aloha.